Hello students, this is Nitin Mohur, and through this video we are understanding the concept of laser Doppler blood flow meter. This is the meter which measures the blood flow in a patient, and it is done with the help of laser source, and the Doppler effect is used here. How the laser Doppler blood flow meter works, this may be the first question which can come to your mind, and here in this slide we are mentioning it stepwise that how the laser Doppler blood flow meter works. So when a laser beam falls on the tissue, there are the two phenomena which takes place. One is absorption and second is scattering of the light beam. The radiations scattered in movable structures like red cells shift in frequency due to Doppler effect, while the radiation scattered in non-moving soft tissues remain unshifted in frequency, and this is the parameter which is going to decide the blood flow, and the meter which will measure it will call as the blood flow meter. Shifted and unshifted beams are received by the photosensor, here in this case photodiode, and there the optical heterodyning takes place, means optical mixing, you can say, the mixing of optical signals takes place. The heterodyne signal is proportional to the Doppler shift frequency, which on processing gives the average red blood cell velocity. Average we are saying because it is not possible to measure the exact blood cell velocity because of some reasons that we are going to discuss in the further slides. The principle on which the laser Doppler blood flow meter works is, it works on the principle of heterodyning of the optical signals reflected from the non-moving tissues, which we used to call reference beam with non-shifted frequency, and moving red blood cells, which we call the Doppler shift frequency or Doppler shifted beam, providing the real-time blood flow measurement. Here you can see the block diagram for the laser Doppler blood flow meter with different blocks shown in the figure. Here the patient is there, the skin of the patient is shown, and that is in touch with this quartz laser transmitting and receiving fiber. Here is the helium neon laser source of around 5 milliwatts and 632.8 nanometers of wavelength. This is the lens for the convergence of the light, and this is the photodiode which collects both the beams, shifted and non-shifted frequencies. Then preamplifier and wideband amplifier for the amplification of the signal, and thereafter after processing the signal, the outputs can be either read digitally or the flow can be here through this headphone. So that we are going to see in this slide. Helium neon laser, this one, used as a continuous wave spectra with output of around 632.8 nanometers of wavelength. Laser output is coupled into the fiber from here to this fiber using a converging lens which increases the power density at the skin surface to detect the flow in the deeply seated veins and arteries. The intensity is required to increase only because for the deeply seated veins and arteries, it is necessary that this beam should reach to that particular place. Receiving fiber, this one, is coupled to the photodiode like this through a laser line filter where the optical heterodyning takes place. So here this is the place where the optical heterodyning takes place. The photodetector functions as a square law device, and square law device means what? That it gives out the current proportional to, means it gives the current output here which is proportional to the intensity of the incident light, and thereby the frequency of beating of the shifted and unshifted signals. So you get here the frequency of beating frequencies, right? Here shifted and unshifted. The heterodyne output signal proportional to the Doppler shift frequency is then amplified, and both RMS and DC values are calculated. So here RMS and DC values can be obtained. The diode is connected in configuration so that it gives the wideband performance, which is from 0 Hz to 100 kHz or DC to 100 kHz frequency. The amplifier is constructed using a standard operational amplifier with low noise amplifier. The RMS value here is weighted against the backscattered light intensity using the measured DC values. So here it will be compared, which is also called an index of the total received power, which gives the output flow velocity here at the digital readout. System output is obtained by taking the RMS value of the total signal, which separates it from the total zero light noise and normalizing it for the total backscattered light. An audio output, which you can hear here, this is the headphone shown for the audio output purpose. So an audio output signal before RMS means here from the wideband amplifier itself, it is passed through the high pass filter, which is maintained at around 300 Hz, and the low pass filter, that is 25 kHz. So 300 Hz to 25 kHz, all these frequencies in this range will be passed on to the buffer, and the sound can be heard through this headphone. So an audio output signal before RMS conversion is also produced to hear the flow pattern. Thus, the instrument measures an average red blood cell velocity. Why we are saying average blood cell velocity and not the true flow? As both the cross-sectional area of flow and the angle of incident light beam mixed with each capillary are unknown or are not known. So far the advantages and disadvantages of laser Doppler blood flow meter are concerned. Laser Doppler flowmetry is a non-invasive, that is non-injecting technique, and has several advantages like light reproducibility. So it can reproduce the light, or after scattering the light is reproduced back, and sensitivity. While it has disadvantages like poor selectivity, because we don't know the angle at which the beam is getting incident on the capillaries or veins, baseline instability, and restriction in site of measurement. I hope the idea about the laser Doppler blood flow meter, its principle of working, construction, block diagram, along with the advantages and disadvantages is clear to you. Thank you.